The curtains are still closed at midday. The room holds the temperature of something that ended without a voice raised between them. On the table, a ledger. The columns filled in figures, neat, complete. His final obligation discharged. I have settled what is owed to you. He does not wait for a response. He reaches for his hat. She watches him take it. The door is already in his hand before she has drawn a breath. The door closes. She remains where he left her. She sits where he left her. Around her, silk, gilt mirror, the heavy furniture of a marriage. All of it still in place. All of it exactly where it was this morning. The room is empty. The trunks are in the hall, 2 of them. Albert has already counted the rooms. He comes to her at the window. Outside, the garden, the iron gate, the street beyond. Marseille, he says. A small house near the port. We'll manage. She is still looking at the garden when she answers. Yes, she says. We will. They walk the house once more. The walls are stripped, frames taken down, sideboards carried out. What remains are shadows on the plaster, the shapes of things that were. At the drawing room door, Albert stops. She stops beside him. Neither speaks. Then she takes his arm, and they go. Outside, the iron gate closes behind them. The sound it makes is smaller than expected. The street continues. Carts, voices, a bell tolling somewhere above the rooftops, indifferent. Albert stops at the carriage door. He turns. She is already looking at him. She takes his face in both hands, the way she used to when he was small, when he had fevers, when he was frightened. He holds her, arms around her shoulders. Neither moves. Then her hands come down. She straightens. He helps her in. The door closes. The horses take the weight. She does not look back at the gate. The carriage rounds the corner. He watches from somewhere above the street. A window, a position chosen for its view and its concealment. The gate is closed. The cobblestones where she stood are ordinary again. She did not look back at the gate. Forgive me. The words find no one. The words came before he knew he would speak them. An involuntary thing, like breath before cold glass. He stays at the window. The street fills in. A cart passes. A woman in a gray shawl. Someone calling from a doorway above. The world is doing what the world does, and it does not include him. He does not step back from the glass. The smell arrives first. Sweat and stone, and the sourness of men who have nowhere to go. The ward is noise. Iron on iron. A cough that won't stop. 2 voices arguing in lowered registers that carry farther than shouting. Then Andrea Cavalcanti steps through the door. He has carried the name for months. The tailored coat, the rings, the practiced tilt of the chin. In Paris, it worked. Surfaces read as substance. But the ward does not read surfaces. It reads weight, and the men inside it have nothing else to do. They see him before he sees them. The conversation stops. A man near the far wall straightens. Another turns from the window. Their eyes don't move from him, not with curiosity, with something that has the shape of patience. Andrea's chin stays up. The coat is still good. Nobody moves. The room holds still the way a room holds still before something falls. A visitor, not a guard. The wrong kind of quiet for a guard, the wrong kind of weight. Bertuccio stands at the cell door and looks at Andrea Cavalcanti the way a man looks at something he has buried and found again. He takes his time. He is not afraid of silence. You were never Cavalcanti. The debts, the theft in Nimes, all of it, confirmed. Andrea says nothing. There is nothing useful to say. Bertuccio leans closer. The space between them narrows. When he speaks again, his voice has dropped to a different register entirely. Your father. The lock turns, iron on iron. The jailer's boots on stone. Deliberate, unhurried, arriving at the worst possible moment. Bertuccio straightens. His mouth closes. The name dies. The room is arranged for a normal afternoon. Chairs at angles that suggest conversation. A vase of cut flowers. Villefort's voice carrying pleasantries from somewhere near the window. Noirtier does not move. He cannot move. The paralysis took everything. The hands, the throat, the ability to lift a finger in warning or condemnation. Only the eyes remain, dark, still. They are fixed on Eloise. She smooths the fabric of her sleeve, adjusts the position of a cup she has no intention of drinking from. She does not look back at him. She cannot. Villefort continues talking. Each pleasantry lands in the room like something dropped from a height, the sound wrong, the weight wrong. The old man's eyes do not move. The silence between them is not empty. It is occupied. The door opens without a knock, not forced. It opens the way a door opens when the man on the other side has already made his determination. Villefort enters. He does not sit. He stands at the center of the room with his hands at his sides, and the look on his face is the look of a man who has already finished the accounting. He does not accuse. He recites. Monsieur de Saint-Méran. Eloise does not look up from the window. Madame de Saint-Méran. The afternoon light falls across the table. The flowers in the vase are still fresh. The room has not changed. Barrois. Her hands are clasped in her lap. They do not tremble. She does not speak. Valentine. He walks to the door. The key is already in his hand. It has been in his hand since he entered the room. He does not look at her again. The door closes. The lock turns. The corridors of the Palais de Justice are already crowded when the clock strikes 9. Paris has dressed for this. Men in their best coats, women with opera glasses tucked against their palms. The gallery fills from the top down, those with the least to lose claiming the highest rows as they always do. Somewhere in the press of bodies, a voice rises. Did you hear about the Villefort daughter? The young one? What, another one gone? Third, I think. Or perhaps the fourth. No one pauses. The conversation folds back into the murmur. This is what the city does with its tragedies. Holds them briefly, turns them once, moves on. The doors to the chamber have not yet opened. The accused has not yet spoken. The crowd faces forward, ready. The court is not yet called. The crowd still stirs. Somewhere in the press, not far from the gallery stairs, a voice, low. The boy is with the grandmother, in the country. Which boy? Villefort's youngest. The answer is accepted. The question folds back into the murmur. A program opens. A glove is adjusted. But the answer is wrong. Not the wrong of a name misremembered or a detail lost in the telling. A different kind of wrong. The kind that no one here will live to correct in time. The chamber doors part. A voice, carrying over the shuffle. All rise. 200 people find their feet. The gossip dissolves. The unfinished matter of Edward, the boy, the grandmother, the country road, folds into the rising noise. It will not come up again for a long time. The dock holds him like it holds any man brought here to be judged. But the man standing in it is not afraid. He states his name, his place of birth, the date. He offers them without hesitation, without the dry mouth that comes before a lie. A clerk's recitation, a document read aloud from memory. My mother, Benedetto says, I never knew. My father left me in a garden, in the cold, in the night. The ground was soft. I was not found until morning. The words land in the chamber without a sound. No one breathes. Across the courtroom, Villefort shifts. A small movement. The pen he holds does not move. It is held, too tightly, between two fingers going white. Benedetto does not look at him. Not yet. The court believes it is watching a man confess the misery of his origins. It is not. Something has been set in motion. The mechanism is already turning. No one in this room knows whose hand is on it. The question is routine. The clerk asks for the names of his parents, if known. Benedetto turns his head. For the first time since being brought to this chamber, he looks at Villefort. He does not look away. He is not performing patience. He is the thing itself. A man who has already arrived at the end of something and is waiting for everyone else to catch up. The clerk repeats the question. Benedetto speaks. My mother I did not know. My father I know. He is in this room. He buried me alive the night I was born. His name is Gérard de Villefort. The courtroom does not erupt. That comes later. There is a moment first, brief as a skipped breath, long as a collapse, when the chamber holds the words it just received, and nothing in it has become what it will be next. The galleries, the benches, the men with their pens and their records and their faith in the order of proceedings. None of it knows what it is anymore. Villefort does not move. The pen is still in his hand. The pen. The galleries hold it first. Not eruption, not yet. Faces turned one to another, mouths parted, hands stopped mid-gesture. A woman in the upper tier grips the rail. The chamber has not decided what it witnessed. Then Villefort speaks, not loudly, not in defense, in the flat, drained voice of a man who has measured the full distance of his fall. Every word he has spoken is true. He sets the paper down, not resigned, emptied. He does not look at the court he has served. He does not look at Benedetto. He looks at a point just below the floor where nothing remains. The room begins, slowly, to understand what it saw. He walks before anyone moves to stop him. Not quickly, not steadily. The gait of a man whose legs remember the direction, while the eyes have gone somewhere else entirely. His hands stay at his sides. They do not reach for the rail. They do not reach for anything. At the far end, a court attendant pulls the door. Reflex, the unthinking deference of a routine that no longer applies. He passes through. Corridor, stone. The cold of a building that holds no warmth for him now. His footsteps arrive one after another on the flagstones. Behind him, the trial. Before him, nothing that carries a name yet. He is Villefort still, but only the word. The weight the name held has been left behind in that room. He reaches the outer doors. The street takes him. Paris moves around him in its ordinary way. Crowds, horses, the pale afternoon light across stone. None of it reaches him. His legs carry a direction. Whether quickly or slowly, he could not say. He is not the one choosing the pace. Some older part of him knows the way, while the mind that stood in that courtroom has not left it. There is a house at the end of this road. He has not let himself think about what it contains. It is waiting. It does not know what he is bringing back to it. The front door gives under his hand. Inside, stillness. The stillness of a house that has already made its decisions. He crosses the entrance hall. The lamp burns too low. The clock still counts. Somewhere in the house, a window left open, the curtain moves in a slow, deliberate drag. He calls her name. The word leaves him and finds nothing. No footstep. No rustled fabric on a stair. No voice from the upper floor saying she is here, she is fine, he has arrived in time. He climbs. Each step places him further inside something he does not yet fully understand. The door at the top of the hall is ajar, light behind it. Too still a light. He pushes the door open. She is there. Edward beside her. The candle on the table at its last quarter-inch of wax. They are in repose, the way the finished are in repose. He came here to stop this. The room does not care. He crosses to the boy first. Edward lies as though placed there. One hand open at his side, the other curled beneath his cheek, the way a child arranges itself against cold in the long middle of a night. He is 7 years old. He woke this morning. He dressed himself and ate and perhaps asked a question about something ordinary. He followed his mother to this room because she was his mother and because he trusted her. That was all. Villefort kneels beside the boy. He touches his son's face. The skin still holds the warmth of the day. He does not understand this warmth yet. He will understand it for the rest of his life. On the table beside the candle, folded once, a note in Eloise's hand. He takes it. He reads it. I could not leave without him. Below, the house clock marks another minute. He does not rise. Behind him, the candle finds its end. The candle is gone. The room holds what it held, the woman on the floor, the boy beside her, and the kneeling figure of a man who has not risen since he read the note. The door opens. The man who enters does not announce himself. He moves without hurry, past the woman, past the boy, and stops at the center of the room. He stands between them. He lets Villefort see him fully before a single word is spoken. Then he removes the collar. You know me as Abbé Busoni, he says. Before that, as the Count of Monte Cristo. My name is Edmond Dantes. Villefort rises, not the man who knelt. Something has broken in the ordering of him, not toward grief, not toward rage, but to the place beyond both where the self simply stops. You, he says. Monte Cristo. From the beginning, it was you. He sees it. For one moment, the entire machinery is clear. Every step, every loss, every name in this room, traced back to one night and one decision in a prosecutor's office. A face across a desk, a letter, a man taken away. He sees it completely. That is what ends him. Dantes stands in the room, his judgment made. He built every part of this. He is inside it now, 2 bodies at his feet, a man who is no longer there. He does not move. He had not known it would look like this. The road out of Paris does not ask what he is leaving. The carriage moves north. The city falls behind. The streets, the lights, the quiet house with its quiet room. He built that room, not with his hands, with time, with patience, with 20 years of need and the intelligence to convert need into precision. He placed every person exactly where they stood when the candle went out. He accounted for every name. He did not account for the boy. The boy was not in the plan. The boy was in the room. There is a word for what he has spent his life pursuing. He chose that word deliberately, long ago, in a different life. He called it justice. Behind him, 2 bodies and a man who is no longer there. He rides north. The road is long,